She never got off the plane. I'm standing here like an idiot, watching strangers pour through the arrival gate. Businessmen loosening ties, families with crying babies, college kids with backpacks, and none of them are Jessica. My wife, the woman I married 3 years ago in a garden ceremony that cost more than my first car. The woman who texted me 2 hours ago. Landing soon. Can't wait to see you, XOXO. I refreshed the flight tracker on my phone. Landed. On time. Gate C7. I'm at gate C7, so where the hell is she? My pulse hammers against my ribs. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting everything in that sickly airport glow. I smell coffee and cinnamon rolls from the cafe across the terminal, but my stomach churns. Sarah and Madison, Jessica's college friends, the whole reason for this girl's trip to Miami, they came through 10 minutes ago. Sarah's spray tan was 3 shades too dark. Madison's laugh was too loud, echoing off the polished floors. But Jessica? Nothing. She stayed behind to use the restroom, Sarah had said, barely making eye contact. She'll be right out, Madison added, already pulling her phone out. That was 12 minutes ago. I called Jessica's cell. Straight to voicemail. Her voice, bright, musical, the voice that used to whisper "I love you" into my neck on Sunday mornings, tells me to leave a message. I don't. What would I even say? Where are you? Why are your friends acting strange? Why does my chest feel like it's caving in? Excuse me? The voice is smooth, expensive. I turn and find myself face to face with a man who looks like he stepped out of a cologne ad. Tailored charcoal suit, silver watch that probably costs more than my mortgage. Dark hair swept back, eyes the color of amber in firelight. He's holding a leather briefcase in one hand, a phone in the other. Sorry, I manage. You're waiting for someone. It's not a question. His gaze flicks to my white-knuckled grip on my phone, then back to my face. Someone who didn't come through. My throat tightens. How did you? I was on that flight. He steps closer. Too close. I catch the scent of bergamot and something darker, smokier. From Miami. I saw you standing here, checking your phone every 30 seconds. I recognize that look. Desperation wrapped in confusion. I'm fine. I lie. No, you're not. His voice drops lower, intimate despite the crowd rushing past us. And neither is your wife. The world tilts. What did you say? He glances around, then gestures toward the empty gate lounge behind us. The attendants have already left. The rows of blue chairs sit vacant, abandoned. We should talk somewhere less unexposed. Every instinct screams at me to walk away, to call airport security, to demand answers right here, right now. But there's something in his eyes, knowledge, certainty, maybe pity, that roots me in place. Who are you? I whisper. Someone who knows what you don't. He extends his hand. My name is Elijah Blackwood, and if you want to know why your wife stayed on that plane, why she's currently 30,000 feet in the air heading to a destination that wasn't on your itinerary, you'll follow me. My hand moves before my brain catches up, clasping his. His grip is firm, warm, grounding, and terrifying. She's not in the restroom, is she? My voice cracks, Elijah's jaw tightens. No, she never planned to come home today. The floor disappears beneath my feet. I follow Elijah into the empty gate lounge because what else am I supposed to do? My legs feel disconnected from my body. The blue airport carpet blurs beneath my feet. He walks with the confidence of someone who's used to being obeyed, shoulders back, stride purposeful, and I trail behind like a ghost. We stop near the massive windows overlooking the tarmac. Planes taxi in the distance, their lights blinking against the gray afternoon sky. Rain starts to spatter the glass. Sit, Elijah says softly, gesturing to one of the chairs. I don't sit. Tell me what you know. Now. He studies me for a long moment, those amber eyes searching my face like he's reading a book written in a language only he understands. Then he sighs, sets his briefcase down, and leans against the window. The light catches the sharp angle of his jaw. Your wife boarded a connecting flight to the Cayman Islands, he says, roughly 20 minutes after we landed. The words punch through me. That's impossible. We don't have. She wasn't planning. She was. His voice is gentle but unyielding. I saw her in the first-class lounge before boarding in Miami. She was with a man. My vision tunnels. What man? Older, well-dressed, they seemed familiar with each other. Elijah's expression shifts, something like regret flickering across his features. I noticed because she was laughing. Really laughing. The kind that makes you throw your head back and forget where you are. I know that laugh. I used to be the one who caused it. Before the promotion that kept me at the office until midnight, before the arguments about having kids, about moving closer to her mother, about why we never traveled anymore, before we became two people sharing a bed and little else. You're lying, I say, but the words sound hollow even to me. Elijah pulls out his phone, swipes a few times, then turns it toward me. It's a photo, grainy, taken from a distance, but unmistakable. Jessica, sitting across from a silver-haired man in an expensive suit. Her hand resting on his arm, her smile radiant, my knees buckle. I sink into the nearest chair. I'm sorry, Elijah murmurs. He pockets his phone and sits beside me, close enough that I feel the heat radiating from his body. I debated saying nothing, walking away, but I couldn't watch you stand there waiting for someone who wasn't coming back. Why do you care? The question comes out sharp, defensive. He's quiet for a moment. Then, because I've been where you are. I look at him, really look at him. Beneath the polished exterior, there's something raw. Wounded. His jaw clenches, and I see the faint scar near his temple, the shadows under his eyes that expensive grooming can't quite hide. My wife left me 2 years ago, he says, except I didn't get a heads up from a stranger. I came home to empty closets and a note on the kitchen counter. She'd been planning it for months. Had someone else the entire time. The confession hangs between us, fragile and devastating. I'm sorry, I whisper. Don't be. It made me realize something. He turns toward me and suddenly the space between us feels charged, electric. We spend so much time sleepwalking through our lives, convinced we're happy because we're supposed to be. And then someone pulls the curtain back and we see the truth. His knee brushes mine. It's barely contact, accidental maybe, but it sends a jolt through my system. I should move, create distance. Instead, I stay frozen, locked in his gaze. What truth? I ask. That sometimes the person who saves you isn't the one you expected. The rain intensifies, drumming against the windows. The terminal feels miles away. It's just us in this abandoned space, two strangers orbiting the wreckage of their marriages. Elijah reaches out, and for a heartbeat, I think he's going to touch me. My breath catches, but he just hands me a business card, thick cream-colored stock with elegant lettering. I'm staying at the Grand Meridian downtown tonight, he says. Room 2407. If you need someone to talk to, someone who understands, I'll be there. I take the card. My fingers brush his, and this time it's definitely not an accident. The contact lingers, warm, deliberate, dangerous. Why are you doing this? I breathe. His smile is slow, sad, impossibly intimate. Because loneliness recognizes loneliness. He stands, picks up his briefcase, and walks away without looking back. I sit there holding his card, my marriage crumbling around me, and realize I've never wanted to follow a stranger more in my entire life. I knock on the door at 9:47 p.m. I know the exact time because I've checked my phone approximately 400 times since leaving the airport. I drove home first, walked through our apartment like a crime scene investigator searching for evidence I'd somehow missed. Jessica's coffee mug in the sink, her magazine on the nightstand, her perfume on the bathroom counter. Everything exactly as she left it. Except now it all felt like set dressing in a play I didn't know I was performing in. I called her 12 times. Voicemail, every single time. I texted Sarah and Madison. Their responses came fast, identical. She's fine. Just needed some extra time away. Don't worry. Don't worry. Like my wife boarding a secret flight to the Cayman Islands with another man is just a minor scheduling conflict. So here I am, standing outside Elijah Blackwood's hotel room, wearing the same clothes from this afternoon, smelling like airport anxiety and rain. The hallway is silent except for the hum of ice machines and the distant murmur of a television through someone's door. The door opens. Before I can second-guess this monumentally stupid decision, Elijah stands there in a white dress shirt, unbuttoned at the collar, sleeves rolled to his elbows. No tee, no jacket. His hair is slightly mussed like he's been running his hands through it. He looks more human like this. More real. You came, he says quietly. I shouldn't have. No, he agrees. You probably shouldn't have. Neither of us moves. The threshold between us feels like the edge of a cliff. Can I come in? My voice is barely a whisper. He steps back and I cross into his room. It's one of those corner suites with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. The lights below spread out like fallen stars. There's a half-empty bottle of whiskey on the desk, 2 glasses, and a laptop open to what looks like stock reports. Drink? Elijah asks, already pouring. Please. He hands me a glass and our fingers touch again. That same electric charge, but stronger now, undeniable. I take a long swallow, welcoming the burn. Did you hear from her? He asks. I shake my head. Nothing. It's like she evaporated. Or maybe she was never really there to begin with. The observation cuts deep because it's true. How long has Jessica been a ghost in our marriage? How long have I been one in hers? I move to the windows, pressing my forehead against the cool glass. The city blurs through unshed tears. I keep thinking about the last thing I said to her. Before she left for Miami, we had a fight about, God, I don't even remember. Something stupid. Taking out the trash, maybe. And I said, have fun with your friends, but I said it like an accusation. Like she was abandoning me. You couldn't have known, Elijah says, suddenly right behind me, couldn't I? I turn and he's so close I can see the gold flecks in his eyes. We've been strangers for months. Maybe longer, going through the motions. I just didn't want to admit it. Admitting it makes it real, he murmurs. Yeah. The silence stretches between us, thick with things unsaid. His gaze drops to my mouth, then back to my eyes. My heart hammers against my ribs so hard I'm sure he can hear it. This is a bad idea, I whisper. The worst, he agrees. I should go. You should. I don't move. Neither does he. Then slowly, so slowly I could stop it if I wanted to, Elijah lifts his hand and cups my jaw. His thumb brushes my cheekbone, and the tenderness of the gesture breaks something inside me. Tell me to stop, he says. I can't. I don't want to. I close the distance between us and press my lips to his. The kiss is soft at first, hesitant, a question more than an answer. But then his other hand slides into my hair and I grip his shirt and suddenly it's desperate, consuming. He tastes like whiskey and regret and something achingly sweet. His body presses against mine, pinning me to the window, and I gasp against his mouth. God, he breathes, pulling back just enough to look at me. His pupils are blown wide, his chest heaving. I shouldn't want this. You shouldn't want this, I know. My voice shakes. I know, but The sharp buzz of my phone cuts through the moment like a gunshot. We freeze. My phone vibrates again in my pocket, insistent, demanding. I pull it out with trembling hands, a text from Jessica. We need to talk. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The world crashes back into focus. The weight of what I just did, what I was about to do, slams into me. Elijah sees my expression and steps back, running a hand through his hair. She texted, yeah. The distance between us suddenly feels like miles, like universes. You should call her, he says softly. I look at him, this beautiful broken stranger who somehow saw me when I was invisible, and realize I'm standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to my old life, to explanations and apologies and maybe rebuilding something from the ruins. The other path leads nowhere good, nowhere safe, but God, it feels like flying. I call Jessica from the hotel hallway. My hands shake so badly I almost drop the phone. Behind me, Elijah's door remains closed, but I feel him on the other side of it, feel the weight of what almost happened, what still might happen if I let it. Hello? Jessica's voice is small, strained. Where are you? My voice comes out harder than I intend. A pause. Rain patters against the hallway window. The Cayman Islands. I'm at the Ritz-Carlton. With who? The question is a knife. His name is Richard Winters. He's my father. The words don't make sense. What? My biological father. Her voice cracks. The one I thought abandoned us when I was 3. He reached out 6 months ago. Said he wanted to meet me. Wanted to explain everything. I didn't tell you because I didn't know how. I didn't know if I could trust him, if any of it was real. My back hits the wall. I slide down until I'm sitting on the carpet, phone pressed to my ear. 6 months. You've been talking to him for 6 months. I'm sorry. I know I should have told you, but it felt so fragile, so complicated. What if he was lying? What if he broke my heart again? She's crying now, the words tumbling out between sobs. Sarah and Madison knew. They came to Miami with me for support, but at the airport I couldn't get off the plane. I couldn't face you knowing I'd been lying, so I asked them to tell you I was sick or something, and I got on the connecting flight with Richard. He wanted to show me where he's been living, wanted time to explain everything without distractions. I close my eyes. The relief is crushing. She's not leaving me. She's not in love with someone else. She's just found, and I almost threw away my marriage because of it. You should have told me, I say quietly. We're supposed to be partners, Jess. I know, and I'm so sorry. But you've been so distant lately, so buried in work. When was the last time we really talked? When was the last time you asked me how I was feeling about anything deeper than what to have for dinner? The accusation stings because it's accurate. I've been sleepwalking too. I met someone, I blurt out. Silence then. What? Not like that. I mean almost, tonight. A man at the airport who told me you'd left, and I went to his hotel room and we kissed, and my voice breaks. Nothing else happened, but it almost did. And I wanted it to. I wanted it so badly, Jess. More silence. I hear her breathing. Hear the ocean in the background through her phone. Are you in love with him? She whispers. No, I don't even know him. I swallow hard. But I think I wanted to be someone else for a while. Someone who wasn't failing at their marriage. We're both failing, she says softly. That's the problem. I lean my head back against the wall. What do we do? I don't know. But I'm coming home tomorrow. We'll figure it out together if you still want to, do I? The question sits in my chest like a stone. Behind that closed door, Elijah Blackwood is pouring himself another drink, probably wondering if I'm coming back. Probably knowing I won't. Yeah, I say finally. I still want to. Okay. A shaky exhale. I love you. I know that doesn't fix everything, but I do. I love you too. We hang up. I sit there in the empty hallway staring at Elijah's door. Room 2407, the numbers blur. I should leave, go home. Start the hard work of rebuilding trust and communication and everything we've neglected. I should. Instead, I stand up and knock. Elijah opens it immediately like he's been waiting. His expression is guarded, hopeful, resigned all at once. She called, I say. I figured. It's not what I thought. She's not cheating. She was meeting her estranged father. It's complicated, but she's coming home tomorrow. He nods slowly. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, we stand there drowning in everything unspoken. So this is goodbye, Elijah says. It's not a question. It has to be, I know. He steps closer and my breath catches. But can I ask you something first? Anything. If circumstances were different, if you weren't married, if we'd met another way, do you think? He trails off, but his eyes finish the question. I reach up and touch his face, memorizing the feel of his jaw under my palm, the warmth of his skin. In another life, I whisper, I think you would have destroyed me in the best way possible. His eyes close. When they open again, they're glassy. In another life, he echoes. I kiss him one last time, soft, gentle. Goodbye. Then I walk away before I change my mind. 3 months later, I'm standing in our kitchen making coffee when Jessica wraps her arms around me from behind. Morning, she murmurs into my shoulder. Morning, the coffee maker gurgles. Rain streaks the windows. It's Saturday and we have nowhere to be except here together. Therapy has been brutal. Twice a week, sitting on that beige couch, excavating all the ways we failed each other. The silence. The assumptions. The slow drift from partners to roommates. Dr. Morrison makes us do exercises where we have to make eye contact for 2 full minutes without speaking. And every time I see her, really see her like I'm meeting her for the first time. We've had good days and terrible days. Nights where we fall into bed exhausted from fighting. Mornings where she makes me laugh so hard I forget we're supposed to be. Broken. It's messy and imperfect. And nothing like the fairy tale we promised each other at that garden wedding. But it's real. Richard invited us to spend Christmas in Grand Cayman, Jessica says, releasing me to pour her own coffee. He wants you to meet him properly this time. Yeah? How do you feel about that? She leans against the counter, considering. Nervous, hopeful, he's trying, you know? Sending texts every few days, asking about my work, remembering little details. It's strange having a father after all these years. Strange good or strange bad? Both, she smiles. Mostly good, I think, I nod. We've talked about Richard extensively in therapy, about Jessica's abandonment issues, about why she felt she couldn't trust me with something so important. We're working on it, slowly. What about you? She asks softly. Have you heard from him? She means Elijah. We agreed to be honest about everything, which means she knows about that night in excruciating detail. She knows I kissed him twice. Knows I almost fell into bed with a stranger while our marriage balanced on a knife's edge? No, I say. I blocked his number. Deleted the business card. Do you think about him? Honesty, we promised. Sometimes. She nods, not hurt, just understanding. I think about what would have happened if I'd told you about Richard from the beginning. If we'd been communicating better. If I hadn't been so scared. We can't live in the what-ifs. No, she agrees. We can't, my phone buzzes. A notification from LinkedIn. Elijah Blackwood has endorsed you for project management. My pulse jumps. I haven't looked at his profile since that night. Haven't allowed myself that particular form of torture. But now I open it. He's in Singapore. New position, CEO of some tech startup. His profile picture shows him on a boat, wind in his hair, smiling in a way that looks almost genuine. There's a post from 2 weeks ago, new beginnings. Grateful for the journey. I show Jessica. She studies the photo, then looks at me. He looks happy. Yeah, he does. Do you wish? No, I say, and I mean it. He was a catalyst. A mirror showing me everything I was avoiding, but he wasn't the answer. Neither of us were answers for each other. We were just two lonely people reaching for something in the dark. Jessica sets down her coffee and takes my hands. Are you happy? Right now with me doing this hard work, are you happy? I think about the question. Really think about it. I'm not sleepwalking anymore, I say finally. And that's something. She laughs, that genuine head-thrown-back laugh I fell in love with a lifetime ago. That's a start. Yeah, it is. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a text from an unknown number. I saw your LinkedIn endorsement went through. Oops, technology is a nuisance. I'm doing well, if you were wondering. Met someone, actually. She's sharp and kind and doesn't take my brooding seriously. I think you'd like her. I hope you're doing well, too. I hope you chose what made you feel alive. I read it twice, then delete it without responding. Jessica raises an eyebrow. Him? Yeah, and? And nothing. He's moved on. We've moved on. She studies my face, searching for cracks. You're sure? I pull her close, breathing in her familiar vanilla scent, feeling the solid reality of her body against mine. I'm sure it's not entirely true. Some small, reckless part of me will always wonder about room 2407, about the man with amber eyes who saw me when I was invisible, about the alternate universe where I made a different choice. But I'm here, in this kitchen, with this woman, doing the hard, unglamorous work of rebuilding something worth keeping. And maybe that's not the breathless, cinematic romance people write audiobooks about. Maybe it's better. Jessica kisses me, soft, familiar, home. I love you, she says. I love you too. The rain keeps falling. The coffee keeps brewing. We stand there together, two imperfect people who almost lost everything, holding on tight. And in Singapore, a man on a boat sails toward his own new beginning, carrying the ghost of a kiss that happened and shouldn't have, a memory of a stranger who understood loneliness in all its devastating beauty. We were never meant to be each other's endings, just each other's catalysts. And sometimes, that's enough.